Oh, good evening, everybody. I just thought I'm going to pop on and do something a little bit different tonight. You're all welcome to pop along and say hi, but here we are at the Great Gains Gym in the Coral region of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's an absolute beauty here. I've had to turn the speech off because these people in the gym just don't shut up ever. And I want to talk to you guys. I don't want them telling the fat deposits to die. So, and also as well, like, it's not necessarily the most healthy way of thinking about it either, but you know, these guys are in here, they're doing the work. And you know, one of the things I wanted to talk about was, over the years I've had my own issues with my well-being and my mental health, and I would go to the doctor about it, and I would speak to the doc and I would say, like, you know, oh, I'm suffering from anxiety and depression, and one of the first questions they would ask me would be, are you getting enough exercise? And I'd be like, yeah man, I'm a dad, I'm running around after kids all the time, and like, you know, do the cooking and the cleaning and the housework and things like that. And the doctor would go, oh, okay then, and ask a few other questions and everything, and then maybe prescribe me some medication or up the dose or whatever, and you know, make sure that I was, you know, taking that, and we check in and do some other things as well. But like, here's the thing that I wish that they told me sooner, which could have saved me years. When they said, like, are you getting enough exercise, they don't mean like, are you chasing the kids around, are you, you know, are you active, are you on your feet all day in a job. What they mean is, are you working out, basically. And not to get shredded like these guys in here, but like, are you making your body work hard for a set amount of time per day? And it doesn't have to be a long time either. This was the amazing part, the part which like actually amazed me, that when you start doing like a little workout or something like that, all you've got to do is get your heart pumping for a bit. 8 to 12 minutes I started out on, and then you realise that, you know, doing just some bodyweight exercises, or with some resistance bands, or with some weights, like whatever you want to do, or go for a run, however you want to do it, get that heart rate up, work really hard for about 10 minutes, and it just releases feel-good chemicals into your body. I think that the minimum time that you probably need to do it, and I'm not a doctor and I'm not a personal trainer, so go and do your own due diligence and research on this, but I think that there probably isn't like a really long time that you have to do it, as long as you get that heart rate up and you sustain it for a little bit and you work hard, because that will release, you know, happy chemicals into your body when it's done. It's a reward, and it harks back to our days of, like, you know, surviving, basically. Because if you were working that hard back in the day, if your heart rate was getting up that high, you were running from something, and it was probably going to be like a threat to life. So when you've obviously survived, it felt pretty good. So, you know, not going too deep into it, that's where that comes from. The reward system is from our early days, when we had to run, or we had to work to survive, and it's still there. And you can get like a nice glow going. You don't have to be able to do like this guy. You don't have to be doing, you know, these chin-ups and things like that, pull-ups or whatever. You don't have to hit the weights. You don't have to, you know, have a body target or anything like that. You just gotta be happy in yourself, and it might not be perfect, but for me, transitioning from, yes, I lead a fairly active lifestyle, which would be on my feet 8 hours a day doing a job, running around after the kids at the weekend, like, you know, doing things like that, to actually actively just taking 8 to 12 minutes a day and using it to exercise and to work out, made a huge difference to my well-being. And I was able to stop taking medication that I'd been on for a long time, just through that act alone. And I wouldn't suggest that any of you guys do any of this before consulting your own doctor or your own GP. I'm not giving you health advice. I'm just telling you what my lived experience was, and a little bit of the science behind it. So next time, if you find that you're, you know, feeling down, and you've gone to speak to your doctor and they ask you, are you getting enough exercise? Like, just have a think, am I? Because I wish from my own personal experience that they had pushed me, that I had been made to work a little bit harder. And it wasn't because I was lazy, it was because I didn't know any better, because they weren't like, no Matt, like what you've got to do is you've got to go and you've got to work your body, get yourself out of breath, get your heart rate up just for 10 minutes per day, and then see how you go. And it made a big difference in my life, a big difference in mine, and I wanted to share that with you, because I think that the GPs and the doctors and everything are a bit worried about upsetting people these days, and you say, oh yeah, well I'm plenty active, and they go, oh well, okay then. Like, no, I wish they had told me, like, you need to do this, like, try doing this for 10 minutes per day, see how you get on. And let me know how you guys get on. Like, you can come back and post a comment here or anything if anyone decides to give this a go. But now, we could all end up looking like Cloud, you never know. Or Barrett, man. I mean, look at Barrett, man. He's ripped. And that's just it as well. Like, you don't have to look like Barrett either. Like, Cloud and Barrett, the difference between them is, Barrett obviously have big muscles, but Cloud has a lot of functional strength, man. He's like an Olympian and everything like that. So, yeah. There we go, guys. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you. It's a little talk and a series of things that I want to do on the channel to help us, hopefully grow together as a community and to look out for each other. Like, mental health and well-being is really important, especially everyone's mental health, but in particular like men's mental health. Like, we're a little bit clumsy about speaking about it, and I don't think that should be the case. Like, it's okay for a guy to say, do you know what, I'm not okay today. And it's okay for them to reach out and to get help. And if you ever need it, guys, like, you know where the channel is. I'll try and do as many live streams as I can. You can come and speak to me, pop a comment in the chat, and we'll play some games together. We'll have some fun. Okay, take care everybody. Good night.